Charleston, South Carolina, known as the Holy City. Charleston, the site of the most pivotal moment in the Civil War and perhaps this nation's history. Charleston, where a country was born. Today, Charleston serves as the birthplace of a new generation of bodybuilding stars. This is RXTV's coverage of the NPC Junior USA Bodybuilding Championships. RXMuscle.com is your year-round home for the best in bodybuilding contest coverage. Now, let's join Dave Palumbo and the RX Muscle crew.
Dave Palumbo standing here with IFBB Pro Don Longaway here in Charleston, South Carolina, with the 2014 NPC Junior USA just wrapped up. We have a new overall champion in the name of Andrew Risley.
Big guy, real thick guy. I saw him winning from the beginning. His condition, his skin was really thin in the class, so I saw him standing out as a winner right from the beginning. Yeah.
You know, Donnie, I got to tell you, he didn't really stand out to me because everything flows pretty well in the guy's body. He doesn't have any outstanding body parts, but he doesn't have any weak body parts, and he's got great conditioning, but he didn't pop on me. I was looking at Caden Vu in the heavyweight class, and then this guy just came out of nowhere, and then I looked at him, I said, you know what, it was the right call.
Yeah, it was the right call. I think, once again, to me, it just came down to condition. Yeah, his body didn't really stand out as being the best body on stage, but once again, condition always kind of wins shows, and I think that's what it was. Caden, I would think they had more of a pronounced physique, but I think, he could have nailed the condition a little tighter compared to the other guy.
You would like to see him drier.
A little drier, yeah, so, yeah.
It's interesting because Risley told me, that his prep coach guy told him, you got to get hard, and he came down to 218, and these guys, they don't like to be the lower part of the weight class. They want to be at 225, but I think it was a good strategy move for him.
Exactly, and I tell guys, most of the heavyweights you see today, I mean, you go back to even John and anybody else that, won that heavyweight class in the past, they've always been around the 215, 217. Lee Banks was 217.
You're right.
So it's 270. Sometimes it don't take 225 to win the class. So it takes condition. Yeah. So especially if you do have some muscle on you, and you got to always kind of equate your height. That 217 may be huge. Sometimes 215 may be huge, especially once again if it's in condition. So without the condition, it kind of makes no difference. So
Caden Vu told me that he had a pec tear. I don't know if you saw his pec. He had a bruising on the left pec. It wasn't that noticeable. I think it was maybe like a little fiber tear. That might have caused some inflammation. He also looked like his right delt was a little lumpy to me.
Yeah, it could. His right delt was a little bit lumpy. I didn't notice the pec tear much myself. From this point, I didn't see the pec tear. Like I said, just to me with him, the glutes and hams were nice and shredded. Just in other areas, he could have been a little harder, I think, once again, compared to the other guy. The other guy, his skin, especially on the quads and stuff, they were just very thin. I noticed it right away that this guy's tight, so. And even when I saw him here in overall, right away, he was the hardest, guy. Once again, not the best physique, I would say, but, definitely the hardest in this show, And of course, it depends all on what you're going against on that particular day, too, so.
Once he wins that heavyweight class, which I think is his hardest win, really, it becomes more of a moot point because he's got some great guys he's going up against. I really liked the light heavyweight, Daniel Grissom. Talk to me about what you liked about him, and why do you think he didn't win the overall?
I think Daniel, because, Daniel was here last year, and he did this show also. I think he placed somewhere in the top 5 last year. I believe, but in his condition, which is really, really great. That's what won him this class also this year is his condition. But I think he lacked still in the leg size. The legs were very conditioned, but once you get up here with overall, he lacked in the leg sides.
He didn't have the mass to stand with
on the legs. So.
Now, a guy like him, where do you tell him to go from it? Does this guy have to move up to the heavyweight class?
Daniel?
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually he has to move up to heavyweight, but at the same time, he has to get the leg size up. That's the key thing. I mean, you put leg, size on those legs, he's probably going to move him up into the heavyweight division anyway. He needs that size on the legs, I would say, so.
Now, another guy that impressed me a lot was the middleweight, Brandon Jones, who I called a cross mutation between Brandon Ray, a guy that you knew very well, and Richard Jones. That's the way he looked to me.
Exactly, yeah. He has a phenomenal physique, and same thing, just probably here he could have probably been even a little more conditioned himself, and then he might have had a fight for, the overall himself, because he had pretty much one of the best physiques, up here along with him and my bantamweight. I think he has a very good, pleasing physique.
Let's mention your bantamweight, because this guy was he looked like a middleweight when he was alone until then he walked out with the other guys. But he's really good.
Yeah, he's really good, and this is only his first national show. His name is Jay. We call him Mighty Mouse actually, but he's from Jacksonville.
He was shredded.
He was shredded. Right, and like I said. So I see good things in the future from him. He has a real good, real balanced physique, not a lot of weaknesses, but we're just going to add a little more maturity over time, just some hard training and bring him to maybe the USA's next year, and I think he'll get a pro card eventually.
I think he could probably get the nationals this year.
Yeah, so we were thinking about that. So I think we'll go home to the drawing board and kind of figure out what's the best plan.
When he comes out alone after seeing all the women, I'm like, this guy's going to win the overall because he does look very big for his size.
Yeah, and then because he had the glutes, he had the hams, he was pretty shredded. So and because like I say, he don't have a lot of weaknesses. He had a really good balanced physique. So I was thinking, could we see a shocker here? Just on his shape and stuff. But I told him in the beginning, it's very difficult for a bantamweight.
There's a couple guys in shape, he's gonna have trouble.
Yeah, exactly. So even though he actually won a overall already, he won the same overall that Dexter won years ago.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's one of Dexter Jackson's shows now. He won the overall there. So as a bantamweight. So.
Yeah. This was actually one of the best bodybuilding junior USA's I can remember in the last couple of years because it had kind of weakened up a little bit, but they were actually with some good numbers.
Some good numbers
and there was a good quality.
Yeah, good quality, good numbers, and the condition on a lot of the guys, especially in the top 5, were pretty decent. So,
but the real name of the game today was the pro qualifiers.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about women's physique, where Danielle Mastromateo wins the Class B and the overall in what I thought was a very controversial overall decision. She won that over Michelle Jin, who to me was just phenomenally conditioned. I love conditioning. I know you do.
Yeah.
Who did you like in the overall?
Like I said, that was a toss up between like I said, the Class A, which is Jen. She had the conditioning, but she had flaws to her. Her shape is not necessarily the best shape, whereas I thought the other girl had the best shape. But at the same time, the Class A winner was able to hide her flaws, very well. The whole time from prejudging even night, she really hid her physique, hid her flaws. So I thought maybe that was going to push over there, especially with the condition. She was the best condition in the whole show. Yeah. But I think, once again, her shape wasn't necessarily compared to the other girl. So I think the other girl won, the Class B won, particularly on shape,
Don liked Michelle Mastromateo, who was trained by Abbas Katami out there in California. She won the overall at the Cal State last year in women's physique. She put 5 or 6 pounds of muscle on in the interim. She used to be a cheerleader. She actually looked good to me, and I thought she was the clear winner in the heavyweight class. Once again, I thought the conditioning in the lower body was a little soft, but I still saw her as an easy winner. Yeah. I just, in the overall, once again, my eye just goes to conditioning.
Yeah, and I think, maybe possibly the judges see, potential. Maybe, I think she would have a more potential going forward. Not that the other girl is bad by any means. She was very great also, but that shape can carry this girl a long ways, and once she does get in condition, she can be a good contender in the open division.
And she even said that when I interviewed her, that she needed better shape.
Yeah.
Michelle Jin got more, I guess you could say, accolades on our board, on the forums from people. They were going crazy. I posted a picture of her calves, which makes my calves look like we don't even have calves. They're crazy. Yeah. And she said she hated them growing up.
Oh, really? Because I'm sure everybody talked about them when she was growing up.
Of course,
So women
the
hate
Asian
calves.
Girl with the big calves.
Exactly. So
now she's got the last left because both women go home with a pro card and a big smile on their face.
Yeah. So so now they can just go into the open and go into the pro division and see who can get a win at that level.
What will the judges like on the pro level?
Division, yeah. So sometimes conditioning will definitely stand out in the pro division. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Lauren Hoskins, who wins the bikini overall here. She was a former volleyball player. I thought Gabriella Reese as soon as I saw her. She really reminded me of that. And she took off 3 years. She hadn't competed for. She got married. She moved from Texas to Oklahoma.
Been competing that long though?
She was competing a couple of years, I guess, and then she took off 3 years, and then she's a trainer. She never stopped working out.
Okay.
She comes back and she wins the overall hit. Shockingly to her, but at the same time, the girl had a great look.
She was good. She had a good. She did have a good look. She had a good physique, and I thought between her and another girl, that was in the overall, it could have went either way with that. But she definitely stood out as definitely one of the top winners in there. So.
They give out 3 pro cards in the bikini to 2 of the other class winners. I asked her if she was nervous because you don't hear yourself call. They call the 2 pro card winners out first, then they call the overall. And she's like, I just believed I had it at that point. But I like an athletic-looking bikini competitor. Some of the bikini competitors look like they never worked out a day in their life. They just have hot bodies. She obviously is an athlete.
And then by the time they did call the other 2, I knew she was a clear winner at that point because I knew she was somewhere in the top 3, you know, because it's evident that she was in the top 3. So, and then once they did pick 2 others, then it was clear that she was going to be the actual winner of the overall. So.
Agreed, 100%. Let's talk about a class that's not so easily defined.
Exactly.
Frank Ortega wins the men's physique overall. I still have yet to figure out what the judges want sometimes. This guy, though, has a tremendous physique. He's got a great midsection, a good haircut, and I always say that goes a long way.
His condition was definitely great. I mean, his obliques and abs were just really shredded. And when he came out, when they all did their own thing by themselves in the overall, that's what I noticed on him, is that he was shredded, and that's probably what, you know, put him over for the win.
He's like a 5-sport athlete. He lives in Pasadena, and
okay.
he, you know, I asked him, I said, did you ever think about going to bodybuilding? Because, you know, he's got a good physique.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? I just saw myself in that class. Do you think that guys today are just like shying away from the bodybuilding because they see their physique in the mirror and they're like, I could be a pro in 6 months?
Exactly. And most of the guys, I'm sure at heart, wanted to be a bodybuilder, but of course there's a lot of harder road to get to that bodybuilding professional status. So so I'm sure he saw it as, you know, as this is an easier chance to get in there. And then, like I said, but he did get tonight. He was a clear winner in the overall.
Will we lose more guys to men's physique that could be champion bodybuilders? Because guys who have amazing shape are going to go right to men's physique because it's an easy win.
And this is what's happening to me with bodybuilding, where we were losing some of the 90s shapes. They're going to men's physiques. The guys with the beautiful physiques are going into men's physique.
That's what I'm worried
about. And so we're losing some of the beautiful shapes in bodybuilding today, to where, once again, the guys are saying, forget it, I'm just going to go this route. Because me, honestly, when I started out, I would have been men's physique.
You would have definitely been men's physique. You and Tony Freeman.
Yeah, exactly. So I was, I started out 173 pounds, and maybe 190 I was good. So I would have been fit right in here. But like I said, I took the hard road and kept going up.
There was no other road then.
No other route. So I think that's what's going to happen is, honestly, physique, say like mine or flex wheelers that could have been men's physique in today's bodybuilding are going to just stay right here and go, because I have even men's physique guys that can actually be bodybuilders, but once again they fit better here now, so they'll just stay here and make a career out of it.
I think it's harder than men's physique. There's so many more competitors.
Because you get out here with 40 people, you cannot pick the winner sometimes, and you can get so lost in the shuffle. With bodybuilding, if you bring it, you're gonna stand out. But
it's easy to call.
Yeah, exactly. So here it's a toss up every time. Not only that, you can go to the next show and you place 3rd here, you may place 10th the next show.
It's absolutely right, depending on the judging panel.
Exactly. Yeah. So
let's talk about a little more entertaining class. The fitness division, which Christine Duba wins the overall and gets her pro card. Now she was so emotional and so happy that she was actually bawling and crying. I got her on camera. It was a great moment. But I want to bring something up because this is an interesting conundrum. If you win your class, which I think accounts for 60% of your score, is your routine.
I believe it's 75.
It's 75.
Yeah, 75.
And 25% is your physique.
Physique. Yeah, I believe it's something like that. Yeah.
What happens is, you go to the overall, and it's just about physique for the overall. So the overall winner who gets the pro card is a physique person.
Yeah. So because I didn't know that, because when I was watching overall, I really thought the tall class, the B class, actually had the better routine. So I said this, and then she did not have the best physique, because the short
blocky at the waist.
The short class did have the better physique, even though the taller class had a good physique also. But the other girl was in good condition, real, nice physique. But I thought the other girl had the better routine, so I said maybe they're going to give it to her, because she did have a very entertaining routine. She was very professional with her routine up there.
What they should do, obviously, is if you win your class, you should automatically get a pro card, because you can't penalize someone for maybe your physique not being as good.
Only one card?
Only one card in fitness, yeah.
Wow, yeah.
At this show. At Junior Nationals, I believe it's the weight class.
Okay,
the high class winners get it.
Okay, so I thought they both definitely deserved. That other girl deserved to be a pro, because once again, her routine was just really,
You don't see many good routines, and
exactly.
she did kill it.
So I thought maybe she should definitely deserve a pro card. So
that's we'll have to work on the rule changes. No one will listen to us, but at least we'll put it out there anyway.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about figure, which was probably the most competitive division in the whole entire show, because there were so many girls. Brooke Cook, originally from Texas, lives in Queens, New York. I didn't even know she lived around the block from me.
Okay.
And she wins here tonight. Exuberant. I mean, she was so happy.
She was shocked. Yeah, she was shocked.
That yellow suit, I saw it. I said, you know what? If she doesn't win, it's a crime.
Yeah, because when they first called her, she just stood there for a while. I don't think she even realized they were actually calling her.
Stunned.
Yeah, she was stunned. But she had a really amazing physique, though, and deserved to win that overall.
Well, you know what happens? They only give 3 pro cards for the 6th division, so they call the 2 pro cards. She's standing there. Either she's going to win the overall, or she's getting nothing, basically.
Thing, yeah.
And I think people start to doubt that they might have been that good.
Exactly. Because, like I said, I'll go again. When she was standing there, when they called her, I think it took at least 5 seconds for her to move. So she was really stunned when she got up there. And of course, she seemed very happy when she got on stage that she actually won it. So
when you won the overall for your pro card at the NPC Nationals in 2000 or 1995, talk to me about. Did you know you won it?
Oh, I think because I mean,
it was pretty good.
I mean, granted, I went against some great competitors, but being, I was about 245, 246, that day of the show, and I had a good physique. I was in condition, and it'd be hard for a light heavyweight to beat me at that day.
So you were confident.
In my mind, going into that show, I mean, because that was my 3rd year there, that I knew I'd done. I'm a hard worker, so I knew, I'm also realistic. Whether the other 2 years, I knew it just wasn't my time. Even going into it, I knew it would be difficult for me to win. But that year, I knew what was out there and analyzed it, and just knew that no one could beat me that particular year. So, so I was, when I was on stage, I pretended to be a little shocked.
You were.
But I was like, yeah, this is mine. Yeah. So, but I was confident that year. Just like any champion, you have to have confidence, and that's what I was that year.
You certainly were.
Yeah.
And just to wrap it up, talking about bodybuilding, one of the divisions that look like it's kind of waning off a little bit, especially in these lower ranks.
Yeah.
Michelle Leblowski wins the women's bodybuilding in a very weak. There's only 4 girls in the whole show.
Yeah.
Can you see them maybe eliminating it from this show at some point?
It's almost a must because honestly, not taking away anything from the winner, compared to when we were back there, we're having bodybuilding in our day. That it's like. The women come here at this junior national, well, especially this particular show, and it's more like still local level competition.
There's no pro cards, so that none of the girls are coming.
Exactly. So none of the good girls are coming. So yeah, eventually they're going to have to. I don't know. I mean, personally, me, I like the female bodybuilding, and I hate to see it go because we grew up with it. So, but I understand it's a business. It's a business, and you got to do what you got to do. But
women's physique seems to be creeping into that space. I think eventually there's not going to be anyone left to do bodybuilding.
I was just thinking like 10 years from now, we're going to be like bodybuilding. It was just so ancient. It's going to be ancient to where some people are not even going to remember they actually even had female bodybuilding.
They'll just think it was always called women's physique.
Exactly, yeah, because women's physique is doing a great job, and granted, you're getting so many people that are doing it. So many people are coming out to do that division that these people sit behind that desk. They make some good decisions evidently because it's working out big time.
I don't want to even admit to the audience listening, but I enjoyed the women's physique the most of the entire show tonight.
Oh, you did? Yeah,
I did. I thought it was the most competitive division.
Yeah, they isn't good. I mean, I'm loving it. I love the physiques, and I love the fact that they're posing, and it's an art out there that you see again. So it's definitely, it's not bodybuilding, but it kind of still is like what we're used to as far as the posing and bodybuilding. And these women have great physiques and great muscles. So I'm enjoying it too. So. And we coach a lot of them, so I'm happy to have them.
Yeah, me too. Thank you to Trey and Bennett and his beautiful wife, Shannon Muterod, for having us out here. Another great Junior USA Championships here in Charleston, South Carolina. For now, I'm Dave Palumbo with Don Long for RxMuscle.com.